Good morning, folks. It is the very beginning of berry season in Colorado, and we're going to go pick some berries. As you may be able to surmise, we are walking through some pretty arid territory, but there are some berries here. The berries that are fruiting right now are called red currants, and there's a few raspberries here and there, but you can usually only get like a raspberry, maybe 3, just enough to have a little tiny snack as you're hiking along. But currants are pretty abundant. And I have lived in Colorado, I don't know, a long time. And I have never harvested currants. Berries are fairly abundant in Colorado, but actually being able to collect enough to make something, to actually make a dish, is a whole nother matter. Because usually the birds and the bears and the squirrels get them first. But for whatever reason, not as many things are eating the currants. I'm guessing because they're not super flavorful and they're very abundant, but that's good for us. We're gonna make something out of currants. I have never made anything out of currants before. I've picked them off the bushes while I'm hiking and eaten them raw, but I have never collected enough to make currant something. And we're gonna do that today. And that is a problem with a lot of wild foods, is that they just don't occur abundantly enough in a small enough area for you to collect enough to make a meaningful meal. Mushrooms would be one of the exceptions to that. There are some delicious gourmet mushrooms that just grow wild in Colorado that you can find abundantly. And hopefully we will be finding more soon. If you watched the last video, I did collect some oyster mushrooms and threw them in the dehydrator because I didn't have anything to make right at the moment. But sometime this summer, I don't know, when I have time, we will be making something with those oysters. And sometime probably in the next few weeks, we're gonna start seeing porcini mushrooms or king boletes pop up, and they're pretty abundant where they grow. There are currants growing all along this trail, so I really don't actually have to hike very far to get to the currants, but we are taking a little bit of a hike for Tuck purposes so that he gets his daily walk. And so I can show you a really pretty scenic area, because it's really pretty up here. You can't see the particularly pretty stuff yet, but it's coming up. There aren't a ton of berries at this particular spot, so we'll probably hike back down trail for more berries, but I just wanted to show you guys this spot. It's very lovely. Where we are is in Park County, which is a little bit southwest of Denver County. And specifically, we are on section 2 of the Colorado Trail. Hard to see in my little camera, but that's Chair Rocks. And that's called Raleigh Peak. He's tired and sitting in the shade. And then in this direction, we have Thunder Butte and Pikes Peak. And I guess a lot of people are probably familiar with Pikes Peak, which is a 14,000-foot mountain here in Colorado that has a cog railway up to the top, and depending on the time of year, you can also drive up to the top. But we are here specifically today just for the berries. This bush is rather loaded with berries, as many of them are, but it's still gonna be hard to get them to add up to much because they're so tiny. I may have been a little ambitious on the size of my basket. This is actually my Easter basket from when I was a little kid, and I think I'm going to be hard-pressed to fill it up with berries, but I'm going to try to get about a cup of berries. I think I could do something with a cup of berries. Fortunately, currants don't have any thorns, or else I'd probably be pretty sad. It got way too hot, so I abandoned my mission. I am back again. It's still a little warm, but it's not as hot as it was the other day. And this time, I brought a berry picker because it was virtually impossible to get a meaningful number of berries without a berry picker. And it works. I have discovered that it works pretty well. Except for I need 2 hands to do it. So you can grab a branch and rake the berry picker along the branch. It doesn't work super well on the currants, but it works better than hand picking them. The berries mostly hang from the underside, so if you kind of rake the underside of the branches, you will get the berries. They may make some kind of special currant picking berry picker, but I didn't Google that, so this is what we're using. And it is definitely more effective than hand picking, I can tell you that. It was gonna take me hours to pick currants by hand and maybe get a pint. So this is making it go much faster, even if it's not the exact correct tool for the job. Probably gonna be hard to see because the currants are red and my picker is red, but that was just like a minute of picking, and I have a lot more than I got in a lot longer period of time by hand. So the moral of the story is get a berry picker. It really works. Are you waiting in the one shady spot for Mom? I think I have enough berries picked to make something. Probably not a big something, but something. But we are actually gonna head down the road to another place where there's some more berries growing and a different kind of berry. It's another one that I've never harvested in any significant amount beyond eating 1 or 2 along the trail. And they're growing in abundance right now. So we are headed down the road to get some more berries. It is uncommonly hot in Colorado right now. I mean, it gets warm in certain parts of Colorado, but this is getting to the point of a little ridiculously hot. Turn up that AC. Whew. We are going down the road just a titch to the South Platte River, the North Fork of the South Platte River. What do you think, bud? Let's go to the river, buddy. Let's go to the river. This is a pretty cool little river canyon. I think this is called the South Platte River Road, maybe? I don't know. It's this road that goes along the South Platte River, and it's pretty. Lots of cool rock formations, and the main reason you can see a lot of the cool rock formations is because of all the fires that have gone through here, but it's still pretty. And now we've just got to find a good place to park where there's berry bushes. And there's berry bushes all along, but there's not always a good place to park where the berries are. Find us a good place to park, buddy. This will do. We are at the trailhead for section 2 of the Colorado Trail, and there's a good place to park. And there's a whole lot of these berries. These berries being chokecherries, which totally sounds like something you shouldn't be eating because it's got choke in the name, but you can eat them. You don't necessarily want to eat them raw because they are very astringent and it kind of suck all the water out of your mouth and aren't that good raw. I mean, I've eaten them raw on the trail, just picked a berry or 2, but not that great. But supposedly you can make some good stuff with them. So we're gonna get enough berries to make some good stuff. And these are very easy to pick because they hang down low on the branch in bunches. But I still wonder if they might be easier to pick with my berry picker, so I'm getting the berry picker. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh yeah. That works really well. I should be able to get a very large number of these in a short period of time. I don't need a ton, because I don't have that many recipes to make with them, but I'm gonna do some experimenting. Where are you going? Are you running away? Hey, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm here. We'll go there in a second. I suppose berry pickers require developing some kind of technique, and I don't have any kind of technique. But it's working. And you can get a lot of them in one go. Look at all those berries. Put the berries in our bag. I think I've got enough. And I think Tuck has been waiting very patiently to get to some water. The chokecherry is the state fruit of Montana, I think. If I'm wrong, I'll change it and put it up there. There's got to be a ton of recipes out there for chokecherries if it's the state fruit of a state. You want to go get some water? Yes, you gotta go this way. Gotta go this way. We're gonna get him to some water real quick. On the South Platte River. There are a bunch of people down here because a lot of people who are hiking the Colorado Trail stop right here and wait for morning before tackling section 2, because section 2 is super hot and super dry. So there are some people, but we'll get Tuck some water. You gotta go this way. There you go. Here's a nice spot. Get your water. These here are gold medal fishing waters. And for whatever reason, I have never actually fished this river. I'm gonna have to come down here soon and throw a line in and try my luck on some gold medal waters. You got your water, let's load you up. Good boy. It's still technically morning, but it's hot. We are gonna take our berries and go home and make something. I don't know what we're making yet, but we're gonna make something. Welcome to my kitchen, y'all. We are going to make currant muffins from a blueberry muffin recipe. This is the book we're using. It's called Pie in the Sky by Susan G. Purdy. Because I am at high elevation here, and it's actually really hard to bake here. We are at almost 9,000 feet in elevation. And so you have to use recipes that are formulated for this elevation, or you have to try to convert recipes to this elevation, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. But I have cooked a number of things from this gal's cookbook, and they have worked really well. So we are using her blueberry muffin recipe to make currant muffins. And the first thing I gotta do is melt some butter, which I didn't do. I was planning to have a little more stuff ready, and then I didn't. We need 4 tablespoons of melted butter. I hope my microwave is a little bit clean inside. It's not too bad. All right, gotta keep an eye on that. For the currants, I am not taking off all the little stems on the individual currant berries, because that's a big pain in the butt, and they're edible, so it's not a big deal. And now I'm a little worried that my melted butter is probably too hot because I've got to mix it with eggs, so I'm sticking it in the freezer real quick. We'll just let that cool for a minute. I totally forgot to turn my oven on. Let's turn the oven on. We are preheating the oven at right about 400 degrees. I do have an oven thermometer in there, so we'll see if it actually gets up to temp. This recipe actually looks pretty easy. We're gonna crack a couple of eggs into our bowl. Add some milk. Okay. We are adding our melted but slightly cooled down butter so that it doesn't cook our eggs. And just whisk. We did our eggs, our milk, our butter. We need 2 cups. We need 2 cups of flour. 2 cups. Making sure it says baking powder. It does. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And in case you don't bake much, baking powder, you kind of pack it in to your tablespoon. And almost all the baking powder things have a nice little shelf here that you can level off your baking powder. I'm sure that's way simplistic for a lot of you, but if you've never baked before, these are the little things that can make or break what you're making. And then we have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I level off the salt over the container and not over my bowl because I'm clumsy and I will accidentally dump half this container in my mixture if I'm not careful. Oh, sugar. Sugar is where the instructions get a little funny because we're changing the amounts for the altitude or the elevation. So it's not a normal amount of sugar. We need 2/3 of a cup of sugar. This is a 1/3 measuring, whatever this is, measuring cup. And then if I had a normal sifter, I would just hold my sifter over and turn the handle and it would sift into there. But I don't have my normal sifter, so we are going to sift it in by just gently shaking our little, whatever the heck this thing is, distributes the ingredients a little more evenly. And now we add our berries. The instructions specifically say that you want to gently mix this and not over stir it. So we are just going to get the dry ingredients incorporated into the wet ingredients and call that good. This seems like it's maybe doesn't have as much liquid as I am accustomed to, so I'm a little concerned that it might not turn out, but we'll see how it goes. It says to fill these about half full, but that's hard to do when this is not a very liquid mixture. We'll see how it turns out. This is just not working well. This is a really sticky batter. I actually own a full-size muffin tin with 12 spots in it, but I have no idea where it is either, so this is life now. I was able to find my smaller muffin tins. I have filled up my muffin tins. Do you want muffin? Yeah. I almost forgot I'm supposed to sprinkle these with sugar before putting them in the oven. It says sprinkle generously with sugar. So that's what we're gonna do. Despite the fact that these muffins have wild berries in them, they're probably not that healthy because of all the sugar in them, but they're probably gonna be good. All right, we're gonna use our microwave as our timer. 23 minutes. And I'm still losing berries, but that's to be expected. And I have a currant in there. That's a currant. And maybe a few berries that aren't any good, so kind of picking out the not so good ones as I spread them out. And into the dehydrator they go. We are dehydrating them at 158 degrees for at least 10 hours. I'll check them at 10 hours and see if they're dry enough. I want them pretty dry. It's time to check to see if they're ready. This side might need to cook a little while longer, but let me check this one. I can't find my skewers. So like my kitchen skewers that I would poke into my baked goods. But I do have this drink umbrella that has a wooden handle. So we are using this to check the doneness of our muffins. That looks quite done. And let's check this one. Oh yeah, they're done. I didn't nail it on getting them all quite the same size, but they smell great, and I think they're going to be a really good texture and cooked appropriately, which is pretty much a miracle here at this elevation. I thought a cup of tea would be the perfect accompaniment. I thought it'd be good to have a cup of tea with my muffin. And here they are. It turned out really well. I'm pretty happy about that. Gotta take the wrapper off, and Tuck would like some muffin too. That's pretty good. It's sweet, but not too sweet, and it's not overpowered by the berries. You can taste the berry flavor, but it's more subtle than, say, a blueberry muffin. Let's try our muffin with butter. It's quite good. Definitely a little unique and exotic. Different than other berries that you might be eating. I'm trying to think of you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the snowberries that I picked off the side of the road in Canada in the Arctic. It has that almost rose flavor to them. They are sweet, but they have like a savory component to the berry. That's quite good. And it is perfect with my tea. The crispy crust on top is quite delightful. I mean, that's my favorite part of any muffin, but it very much adds to the yumminess of this muffin. He really likes the muffins too. Well, I think I'm going to finish my muffin and finish my tea. And we will see you guys next time.